I never thought my life could collapse in a single night. You're late. Emily's voice was clipped when I stepped into our apartment. I frowned. Traffic. I texted you. She rolled her eyes. Right. Traffic excuses again. Her tone was sharp, unrecognizable. Something in the way she avoided my gaze made my stomach knot. Emily, what's wrong? I asked, stepping closer. Her phone buzzed on the counter. She snatched it up like it burned her fingers. Nothing, she said quickly, but her eyes flicked to a name I didn't know. Marcus. Marcus? Who's that? My voice cracked. Why are you looking at my phone? She snapped. Mind your own business. I froze. Mind my own business. That was our life, our trust. Before I could react, Ryan's voice boomed behind me. Whoa, calm down, man. I turned to see him leaning against the doorway, smirking. Relax, it's not what you think. Not what I think. I laughed bitterly. Ryan, you've been lying to me, haven't you? My fists clenched. You told her I couldn't finish. Hey, it's complicated, Ryan said smoothly, holding up his hands. I just helped her see the truth. His grin made me sick. The truth. I spat. The truth is you betrayed me. Both of you. Emily laughed. Cold, sharp, cutting through my chest. You always think everything revolves around you, don't you? She stepped back, brushing past me. I've moved on. You should try it sometime. Moved on. I yelled, my voice echoing in the apartment. You promised, Emily, you promised. She didn't respond. Ryan chuckled from the doorway. Man, you really didn't see it coming. I stormed out of the apartment, my hands shaking. My phone rang. It was my boss. We need to talk, he said, his voice tight. I followed him to his office, heart racing. You've gone too far, publicly embarrassing yourself and us. Publicly embarrassing myself. I said, you don't understand, but he cut me off. Your position is terminated, effective immediately. My world narrowed to a single, cold word, terminated. I walked out, the city lights mocking me. Apartment keys, job, reputation, all gone. Ryan's betrayal, Emily's laughter, my humiliation, spinning in my mind like a nightmare. I wanted to scream, to break something, but I just sat on a curb, shivering in disbelief. I pulled out my phone, staring at Emily's name one last time. I trusted you. I trusted you both, I whispered, tears burning my cheeks. The emptiness was suffocating, and yet, in that hollow, ruined moment, a thought formed, quiet, but unwavering. I would not stay broken. I would rise. I would reclaim what was stolen. I stood, breathing hard, fists tight, eyes burning with resolve. Tonight I lost everything, but tomorrow, everything would change. I wouldn't let them win. I woke up on a thin motel bed, the sheet scratchy against my skin. How did I get here? I muttered, staring at the cracked ceiling. My phone buzzed. It was another rejection email. I tossed it aside. Figures, I whispered. I showered, ate the stale bread I bought yesterday, and stepped outside. The city felt cold, indifferent. Maybe I should just give up, I muttered to myself, scanning the street for anything, any odd job. Hey, a cheerful voice called. I turned to see a man waving from a small cafe across the street. Looking for work. I hesitated. Maybe. Depends on the pay. He laughed warmly. Don't worry about that. I can see you've had a rough time. I'm Liam. Come inside. I followed him reluctantly, the bell over the door jingling. The smell of fresh coffee hit me. Wow, smells nice in here. Liam chuckled. It's more than just coffee. It's a fresh start for some people. You look like you could use one. I guess, I muttered, avoiding his eyes. Lost my job, apartment, everything. Feels like I'm cursed. He said, leaning on the counter. I know that feeling. Betrayal's a sharp knife. I blinked. You know betrayal. He nodded slowly. Years ago, my business partner stole everything from me. Left me with nothing. I had to rebuild from scratch. I can't even imagine, I admitted, sinking onto a stool. Feels like everyone I trusted just turned against me. Liam poured me a cup of coffee. You're not alone, even if it feels that way. Sometimes losing everything is the only way to see who's really worth trusting. I stared at him, absorbing the words. I trusted my fiancé, my best friend. They both stabbed me in the back. And I didn't see it coming. Blind trust is painful, he said softly, but it teaches you something valuable, where to place your faith next time, and maybe how to protect yourself. I nodded slowly, holding the warm cup like it could fix my broken world. I need to, I don't know, think, plan, get back on my feet. Good, Liam said, smiling. We can start small. Help me here in the cafe. I'll pay you something. You'll learn, earn, and have a place to sleep if needed. Just get your mind moving again. Really? I asked, incredulous. You'd do that for a stranger? He shrugged. Everyone deserves a chance to start over. Trust me, I've been there. You can rebuild. You just need a spark. I glanced around the cafe, the soft music, the warm lighting, something I hadn't felt in weeks. Hope. I'll do it. Thank you, Liam. He clapped me on the shoulder. Good. And here's my advice. Write everything down. Your thoughts, your plans, your feelings. It's the first step to understanding yourself and planning your next move. I pulled out a notebook from my backpack. You really think it'll help? It will, he said firmly. Once you face your own mind, no one else's betrayal can control you. I nodded, opening the notebook. Okay, time to stop just surviving. Time to start thinking about the future. Exactly, Liam said, grinning. And remember, I'm here if you need advice. Not as a boss, but as someone who's been there and wants to see you rise. I stared at the page, pen in hand, feeling a spark for the first time in weeks. I will rise. I have to. The cafe hummed with life around me, and for the first time since everything fell apart, I felt, not completely. I scrolled through my phone, jaw tight, when I saw Marcus's latest post. So this is how she spends her nights now, he wrote, smirking next to Emily in some expensive restaurant photo. My stomach twisted. I slammed my hand on the table. I can't believe this. They think I'm broken forever. Liam raised an eyebrow. You planning to sit there feeling sorry for yourself? Or do something? I don't know yet, I muttered. But I can't just watch. Not again. Then start small, he said. Every plan begins with a single step. I nodded slowly. You're right. That night, I stayed up, analyzing Marcus's posts, his friends, his weaknesses. By morning, I had drafted a list, subtle rumors to stir doubt, anonymous tips to the company he bragged about, hints at lies Emily had told. I tested the first move, an anonymous email to one of Marcus's co-workers, hinting that he had been fabricating his achievements. A few hours later, I saw it ripple through the office chat. Confusion, whispers. A small thrill surged through me. See, Liam said, smiling. It's working. You have to enjoy the little victories first. I grinned, feeling a spark I hadn't felt since the betrayal. Little victories, I repeated. I like that. A week later, I overheard Liam talking to a friend about a tech problem. I introduced myself, cautiously. I might be able to help, I said. He looked at me skeptically. You into hacking? I've dabbled. Enough to be useful. Liam exchanged a glance with me. I think you'll want to meet someone. Sophia. Sophia. The name alone made my pulse quicken. She leaned against the counter, laptop in hand, eyes sharp and curious. I hear you're the guy whose fiancé and best friend betrayed him. That right? I blinked. Yeah, I guess. You don't look broken, she said, tilting her head. You look dangerous. And dangerous is fun. Fun? I asked, skeptical. Revenge, she said simply. Smart revenge, not blind punches. You want to ruin them without getting caught. I can help. I studied her, suspicious. Why? Why help me? Because I like helping people reclaim what's theirs, she said. And because I know what it feels like to be underestimated. I laughed, despite myself. All right, but we do this my way. I have plans. I have leverage. I just need someone to execute. She smirked. Deal. But your plans are only as good as your patience. You rush, you fail. You hesitate, you lose. Over the next few days, Sophia guided me, teaching me ways to leak information anonymously, subtly manipulate digital trails, and plant doubt without anyone knowing it came from me. This is just the start, she said. Once they think you weak, that's when the fun begins. I tested another small move. Emily received an anonymous tip that her favorite luxury brand had flagged her credit account for inconsistencies. Within hours, she was panicking. Marcus tried to calm her, but I could see the uncertainty creeping into his confident grin. I chuckled, feeling alive for the first time in weeks. This is amazing. Sophia's eyes sparkled. Told you. And don't stop. Every step counts. Every mistake they make, you're one move ahead. For the first time since that night of betrayal, I didn't feel broken. I felt alert, alive, capable. The anger that had weighed me down was now fuel. And with Sophia at my side, I realized something terrifying and exciting. I could take control of this story. I could rewrite it. I closed my laptop, leaning back. I'm not the same man they think I am. Not anymore. And soon, they'll remember why. I sat at the small table in Liam's cafe, laptop open, a cup of coffee cooling beside me. I can't believe how reckless I was, I muttered. I trusted Emily. I trusted Ryan. And look where it got me. Sophia leaned over, eyes sharp. Regret won't get you anywhere. What matters is what you do next. I know, I said, rubbing my temples. But where do I even start? I've lost everything. And Ryan, he's so smug now, thinks he's untouchable. You start with leverage, Sophia said. Information, weak points, habits, social media, emails, anything they've left unprotected. I nodded slowly, thinking of Emily's smug smile, Marcus flaunting our past on Instagram, and Ryan feeding her lies. Small steps first, I whispered. I rebuild my finances, create a trail they won't expect. Then, my voice trailed off. Then what? Sophia asked. Then, I make them regret ever crossing me, I said, eyes hardening. No shortcuts. Every move calculated. I opened a notebook, pen ready. Step 1, I said aloud. Stabilize my money. Part-time gigs, freelancing, anything legal. Make myself independent again. Step 2, research their weaknesses. Financials, social circles, habits. Step 3, subtle sabotage. Small acts to test the waters. Sounds solid, Sophia said, nodding. But don't lose yourself in revenge. Keep your morality intact. That's your power. I clench my jaw. I can't forgive them. Not yet. But I can control myself. That's true power. That's mine. My mind drifted, and I remembered Ryan's smirk when he saw me humiliated at the company event. Is enjoying this, I muttered. He told Emily things about me, twisted stories. Made me look weak, pathetic. I can't let that stand. Sophia watched me quietly. Anger fuels you, but strategy guides you. Channel it. Don't let it consume you. I flipped through Emily's social posts, noting brands, habits, her oversharing. She's careless, I said softly. Marcus too. Overconfident. They'll slip up. I just need patience and precision. You're already thinking like a chess player, Sophia said. Every move matters. Every piece can be used. I smiled, feeling a strange thrill. It feels good to plan, to have control again. I was powerless for too long, but not anymore. I choose the moves, not them. A thought hit me. Ryan's betrayal was personal. And Ryan, I muttered. I had to remind him. Loyalty has consequences. Good, Sophia said. But remember, this isn't just about revenge. It's about reclaiming your life. Don't get distracted by emotion alone. I took a deep breath, staring at the list I'd made. You're right. I have to be ruthless if I want this. Not reckless, but relentless. They underestimated me once. They won't again. Sophia nodded, smiling slightly. Then let's make sure they never forget who you are. I closed my notebook, feeling a clarity I hadn't felt in months. I will rebuild, I said firmly. Step by step, move by move. And when the time comes, they'll see. I'm not the man they humiliated. I'm the one who takes everything back. Liam appeared behind the counter, peeking at us. Planning world domination again, he teased. I laughed. A short, sharp sound. Something like that. But this time, nothing can stop me. Sophia smirked. Good. Because a plan without execution is worthless. Let's get to work. I nodded, heart pounding. For the first time in weeks, I felt alive, focused, and unstoppable. Tonight, I wasn't broken. Tonight, I adjusted my suit in the mirror and muttered, all right, new face, new name, new game. Sophia crossed her arms behind me. Relax. You look nothing like the broken guy they humiliated. Good, I replied quietly. Because tonight, they won't even recognize me. You sure you're ready for this? She asked. I smirked. I've been ready for weeks. The gala hall glowed with bright lights and soft music. I stepped inside, heart steady, scanning the room. And then I saw them. Emily laughed loudly beside Marcus, her hand resting on his arm. Still pretending to be happy, I whispered under my breath. Sophia's voice buzzed softly through my earpiece. I see them. Stay calm. Observe first. I know, I murmured. No rush. I grabbed a drink from a waiter and walked deeper into the room. Marcus raised his glass across the crowd and boasted, to success and perfect partnerships. A few guests clapped politely. I almost laughed. Perfect partnership. I whispered, that's rich. Sophia chuckled through the earpiece. Your ego almost broke the microphone. Sorry, I replied quietly. Just hearing him talk makes my skin crawl. Then I saw Ryan near the bar, bragging to a small group. Trust me, Ryan said loudly. I helped Emily see the truth about that loser she used to date. My jaw tightened. Sophia whispered, careful. Don't react. I'm fine, I muttered. Just confirming he's still the same snake. I moved closer to their circle. Ryan laughed. The guy thought he was important. Turns out he was nothing. One of the guests asked, what happened to him? Ryan shrugged. Disappeared. Probably hiding somewhere. I stepped forward and spoke calmly. Funny story. Ryan glanced at me briefly but didn't recognize me. Excuse me, he said. Do I know you? I smiled slightly. Doubt it. I'm Daniel Carter, investor. Ryan nodded dismissively. Right. Well, welcome to the party. Thank you, I replied smoothly. Your event is impressive. Across the room, Emily's eyes briefly scanned the crowd. For a moment, our gazes almost met. My pulse spiked. Sophia whispered, careful. She's looking around. I see her, I replied quietly. Marcus walked toward Ryan, clapping his shoulder. Everything good, hey? Ryan grinned. Just networking. Marcus turned toward me. And you are? Daniel Carter, I said calmly. Private investments. Marcus's expression changed instantly. Ah, interesting. We should talk sometime. Maybe, I said casually. Inside, I was almost laughing. Sophia whispered, hook set. He already wants your money. Predictable, I said quietly. Marcus continued bragging. Emily and I are expanding our company soon. Huge opportunities. I nodded slowly. Ambition is admirable. Ryan smirked. Marcus always thinks big. Emily finally approached the group. Marcus, she said sweetly, the guests are asking for you. Then she looked at me. For a split second, her expression froze. Have we met? She asked. My heartbeat pounded in my ears. Sophia whispered urgently, stay calm. I smiled politely. I don't think so. Emily studied my face. You just seem familiar. Ryan laughed. Emily, you say that to everyone. She shook her head slightly. Maybe I'm imagining it. Marcus took her arm. Come on, we have speeches. They walked away. I exhaled slowly. Sophia spoke through the earpiece. That was close. Too close, I admitted. But you handled it perfectly, she said. I looked across the room as Marcus stepped on stage. He raised his glass again. To success. The crowd applauded. I leaned against the wall, watching quietly. They have no idea, I whispered. Sophia asked softly, how do you feel? I smiled slowly, feeling a thrill spreading through my chest. Alive, I said. For the first time in months. I'm not the hunted one. Marcus continued talking proudly on stage. Emily smiled beside him. Ryan laughed with the crowd. None of them knew I was standing right there. None of them knew the game had already started. I straightened my jacket and walked toward the exit. Sophia asked, leaving already? Yes, I said calmly. Why? I smiled. Because tonight wasn't about revenge. It was about proving something. And what's that? She asked. I stepped outside into the cool night air and looked back at the glowing building. That I'm back, I said quietly. And this time, I'm the one in control. I sat across from Sophia at the cafe table and slid my laptop toward her. It's time, I said quietly. She raised an eyebrow. Already? I didn't spend weeks planning just to hesitate now. Sophia leaned forward. All right, what's the first move? I tapped the screen. Marcus lies about his qualifications online. I verified it yesterday. Tonight we send an anonymous tip to his company board. She smiled slightly. Simple. Effective. Cruel. Not cruel, I replied. Accurate. She typed quickly. Email ready. Anonymous server. No trace. Send it, I said. She clicked the key and leaned back. First domino pushed. I watched the screen quietly. That's just the beginning. Sophia tilted her head. You've got more. Of course. I opened another folder. Photos, I said. She studied them. Marcus meeting investors he never reported to Emily's company. Exactly, I replied. They're secretly cutting her out of deals. Sophia whistled softly. Oh, this will hurt. Send those to Emily, I said calmly. She paused. You want her suspicious of him. I want cracks in their perfect relationship. Sophia grinned and pressed send. Done. I leaned back, breathing slowly. For weeks I had imagined this moment. Sophia looked at me carefully. You're very calm. I'm focused, I said. Not angry. I hesitated. Angry enough, I admitted. She nodded. Good. Anger fuel strategy. My phone buzzed. Sophia looked up. Already. I checked a message from an unknown number. Ryan, I muttered. What does he want? I read the message aloud. Hey, weird question. Did you hear anything about Marcus getting investigated at work? Sophia laughed quietly. That was fast. I typed slowly. Sorry, haven't heard anything. She smirked. You sound innocent. I am innocent, I said calmly. Technically. Another message arrived immediately. Ryan wrote, something strange is happening tonight. Sophia leaned closer. Is nervous. He should be, I said quietly. I opened another file. Financial records, I explained. Marcus secretly moved money from Emily's company into a private account. Sophia blinked. You're kidding. No, I said. But Emily doesn't know yet. Wow, she whispered. You could destroy them with this. I stayed at the screen silently. Sophia noticed. What's wrong? I'm wondering how far I should go. She folded her arms. You mean morally? Yes. I sighed. I could expose everything tonight. Their careers, their reputation, gone instantly. So why hesitate? Because revenge can turn someone into a monster. Sophia watched me carefully. Do you want to hurt them physically? No, I said immediately. Good. I just want the truth to crush them. She nodded. Then keep doing exactly what you're doing. Let karma work. I sat in the cafe with Sophia when my phone buzzed again. Emily? She asked immediately. Yes, I replied, staring at the screen. She's panicking now. What did she say? I read the message aloud. Marcus is being investigated. Investors are pulling out. Someone is spreading rumors. I don't understand what's happening. Sophia smirked. Oh, she understands. She just doesn't know who started it. I typed slowly. Maybe someone finally noticed the truth. Sophia watched me. Cold answer. Honest answer, I said quietly. Another message appeared. Emily wrote, Please, I need to talk to you in person. Sophia leaned closer. You're actually going to meet her? Yes. Why? Because I want to see the moment she realizes she lost. That evening, I walked into the same upscale lounge where Emily loved to meet clients. She stood when she saw me. Her voice shook. You came. Of course, I said calmly, sitting down. You sounded desperate. She frowned slightly. You're different. I've had time to think, I replied. Emily leaned closer. Everything is collapsing. Marcus's deals are failing. Investors think we lied about company profits. I shrugged. Maybe someone exposed the lies. Her eyes searched my face. Do you know something? Why would I? I asked quietly. She hesitated. Because you're smarter than people think. I almost laughed. Funny, I said. You didn't think that a few months ago. She looked down briefly. I made mistakes. Mistakes. I repeated softly. That's what you call betrayal now. Emily sighed. I was confused. Ryan kept telling me you were hiding things from me. Ryan, I said calmly. Always Ryan. She leaned forward urgently. Listen to me. Marcus isn't who I thought he was either. I raised an eyebrow. Really? Yes. I discovered he moved money without telling me. I nodded slowly. That must feel terrible. Her voice cracked. You don't understand how stressful this is. I looked directly at her. Oh, I understand perfectly. Emily's eyes widened slightly. Before she could respond, the lounge door opened loudly. Ryan rushed inside, clearly furious. There you are, he shouted at Emily. He froze when he saw me. What the hell are you doing here? He demanded. I leaned back calmly. Just talking. Ryan pointed at me angrily. This guy again? Emily, why are you even speaking to him? Emily snapped. Ryan, not now. He ignored her and turned toward me. You think you're still important? You're nothing. I stood slowly. The room grew quiet. Nothing. I repeated. Ryan laughed harshly. Exactly. A failure. I looked around the room at the curious faces watching us. I sat at the corner table of Liam's cafe early one morning, staring at my notebook. The pages were full of plans, strategies, and reminders of everything that had happened. Sophia walked in carrying 2 coffees. You look like a philosopher today, she said, setting a cup in front of me. I'm just thinking, I replied. Dangerous habit, she joked, sitting down. What's on your mind? I tapped the notebook. All of this. The revenge. The planning. The confrontations. Sophia raised an eyebrow. Regret. No, I said slowly. Just perspective. She leaned back. Explain. I sighed. For months I thought destroying Emily and Ryan would fix everything. And it didn't, I admitted. Sophia studied my face carefully. But you won. Did I? I asked quietly. She crossed her arms. Ryan is exposed. Marcus is under investigation. Emily lost her company reputation. That sounds like winning. I shook my head slightly. It's justice, not happiness. Sophia nodded slowly. That's a big difference. I looked around the cafe as Liam wiped the counter. This place helped me survive, I said. Sophia followed my gaze. Liam saved you when you were at your lowest. Exactly. I stood up and walked toward him. Liam, I said, leaning on the counter. He looked up with a smile. Morning, strategist. I've been thinking, I said. That's usually dangerous, he replied with a laugh. I want to help you expand the cafe. His expression changed immediately. Expand. Yes, I said firmly. New equipment. Better seating. Maybe another location someday. Liam stayed at me. Why would you do that? Because you helped me when I had nothing. He folded his arms. I didn't help you for repayment. I know, I said, but I want to do it anyway. Sophia joined us. He's serious. I've seen the financial plans. Liam raised an eyebrow. Financial plans. I smiled slightly. Freelance consulting is going well. Turns out companies pay a lot for strategic advice. Sophia chuckled. You're good at strategy. Liam shook his head slowly. So you rebuilt your career already? From scratch, I said. He nodded with quiet pride. I stood near the entrance of the conference hall, adjusting my tie. The event buzzed with quiet conversations and polite laughter. Sophia walked beside me and nudged my shoulder. Look at you. Public speaker now. I smiled faintly. Life changes fast. You built that consulting firm in months, she said. People here respect you. Respect feels strange, I admitted. Get used to it, she replied. I glanced across the hall. Have you heard anything about Marcus? Sophia shrugged. Investigations ruined him. Investors vanished. He disappeared from the business scene. And Ryan? I asked. She smirked. He avoids places where you might appear. I laughed quietly. Smart move. Sophia studied my face. You're calmer tonight. I feel finished, I said. Finished with revenge. Finished with the past. Before she could respond, the door opened behind us. Sophia whispered, Well, speak of the past. I turned slowly. Emily stood near the entrance. Her confident posture from months ago was gone. She walked toward me hesitantly. Sophia leaned closer. Want me to stay? No, I said softly. It's all right. She nodded and stepped away. Emily stopped a few feet from me. Her voice was quiet. Hello. Hello, Emily, I replied calmly. She studied my face carefully. You look different. Time changes people, I said. She glanced around the room. You're speaking tonight. Yes. I heard about your new company, she said slowly. It's doing well. Emily nodded weakly. I'm glad. A short silence followed. Finally, she spoke again. I wanted to say something. I waited. I'm sorry, she said. Her words were quiet but sincere. For everything, she added. I looked at her calmly. You already said that once, I reminded her. I know, she replied. But I needed to say it again. I nodded slightly. I accept the apology. Her eyes widened slightly. You do? Yes. But you're not angry anymore. I thought about that for a moment. No, I answered honestly. Emily looked confused. How? Because anger takes energy, I said. And I'd rather spend my energy building something new. She lowered her gaze. Marcus left months ago. I heard. I lost the company too, she continued quietly. I heard that as well. Emily sighed. Everything collapsed. I studied her expression. Once, that sadness would have broken my heart. Now it simply felt distant. I hope you learned from it, I said gently. She nodded slowly. You really moved on, she whispered. Yes, I replied. Emily hesitated before asking one more question. Do you ever think about us? I considered the question carefully. Sometimes, I admitted. Her eyes lifted hopefully. But not with regret, I finished. With understanding. She gave a small sad smile. That's fair. Another silence settled between us. Finally, she stepped back. Well, goodbye, she said quietly. Goodbye, Emily. She turned and walked toward the exit. I watched her leave without feeling the old pain. Sophia returned to my side a moment later. So, she asked. It's over, I said. Completely. Yes. She smiled. That must feel good. It does, I admitted. The host approached the stage microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is... Sophia nudged me. That's your cue. I took a deep breath and walked toward the stage. As I stepped forward, I realized something important. Everything I lost had forced me to rebuild myself stronger than before. The betrayal, the anger, the revenge. They were chapters of my story, but they were not the ending. I looked out at the crowd and smiled slightly. For the first time in a long time, the future belonged entirely to me.